Hey guys, and welcome back for another video. So today we're going to be taking a look at probably the world's worst mom ever. Well, maybe that's a bit of a stretch here. I don't know how bad she is really, but all I know is when you talk to your children like they're piles of trash, that's a form of abuse, probably just as bad as physical abuse. Mental abuse is definitely a real thing, and the way this mother chooses to discipline her kids is quite questionable. If you are here, I appreciate it. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already, and leave me a comment, tell me what you think. But let's get it started, shall we?
Hey, Instagram. Those of you that knows Keandria and that knows Taviana, aka Faith and Kimberly, I am their mother. Now, I done gave them plenty of chances to A, correct their language, B, present themselves like young women, and C, when I'm gone, to take care of my 5 and 6-year-old. So, I leave yesterday to celebrate Father's Day with my husband, and something say, I'm going to leave them the phone, give them a little leadway, let them keep my cell phone, just if they do right, I'll let them off for punishment, because the hoes been fucking up for one. They don't do shit. They don't clean up. They can barely clean their ass, let alone keeping my house clean. They like to chase these little good-for-nothing ass niggas that ain't worth shit.
Oh my, I have to stop her already. So we can tell that she doesn't have a very good grasp of the English language, saying things like, if y'all knows my daughters, and let me go ahead and give them a little lead way. Like, clearly she's not very learned or educated, and yet she's going to talk all this crap about her daughters and say that they're unkept and they're uncleanly and things of that nature, while she's sitting here online with God knows what. Is that just a wig cap? So you don't even have enough class to like actually get yourself presentable before you go on a video by at least combing your hair or putting a wig on if that's what you were going to do. Then she's also tatted up from the neck down apparently, and she's talking real ghetto. We see a tongue ring. Like, I'm not going to be too prejudgmental or anything, but a woman with tattoos all across her neck and chest, not a good sign. Same thing when you're obviously an older lady and you have a tongue ring. Yeah, you're real classy. And yet we're going to expect your daughters to be any different? Like, I'm sorry, but the apple does not fall far from the tree.
For one, they don't carry themselves properly, those of y'all that really know them. Now, I done gave them a chance. There's no more chances. So now it's time to air their asses out. They like to sit up here and twerk, disrespectful to my 5 and 6-year-olds while they going live, and they supposed to be babysitting. But they shaking they good for nothing nasty fucking asses. Okay? The language. They know I don't condone that shit, but they wait until I leave because neither one of them hoes is stiff enough to use that language in my face. Because they know I knock their fucking teeth out their goddamn mouth.
Wow. Again, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree, and you expect your daughters to talk with some level of class or civility and not use vulgarity when you've been dropping more curse words in the first 1 minute and 20 seconds of this video than I even know in my vocabulary. Like, that's insane.
So, that's 2. 3, the sticking the tongue out, the sticking the fingers, all that shit changing. While you going live, you're standing in front of a window wide open, changing your clothes, and gonna say, yeah, I'm changing in front of the window, and bitch, you trifling. You're trifling as fuck. You have little sisters who looks up to you, and your trifling ass is changing in front of a mirror. Those that just joined, I'm Faith and Kimberly's mom. That's not even their real name, so I suggest that shit fly out the window. Their real names is Keandria Tanae, Washington, Taviana, Unique, Washington.
Maybe that's why they changed their names, because you gave them such ghetto names. Keandria. Oh my goodness. Like, Faith and Kimberly actually sound like normal human names, not some crap that probably is under a rock somewhere. Like, Keandria sounds like some foreign substance like that, the scientists haven't discovered yet, a new form of amoeba. Like, literally, it doesn't even sound like a person's name. Like, I'm not trying to be mean or anything, but ghetto names kind of make me sick to my stomach, just so y'all know.
It ain't no fucking Faith, and the damn show ain't no fuck Kimberly. It ain't none of that. These hoes, yes, they're my daughters. I done gave them chances, but now I'm finna treat them like hoes. These hoes are trifling. Trifling as fuck. So I'm finna to walk up the stairs so y'all can see how they trifling asses really live, since they like to twerk, since they like to cuss, since they like to stick the finger out and do all this extracurricular shit. Don't run in the bathroom. Let's go. Bring your ass on out. Don't run in the bathroom. You wasn't doing all this yesterday. You wasn't doing none of this yesterday. Stick the tongue out and do all this extra shit like you was doing yesterday, you and your sister. Come on, you live on your Instagram now. Come on, show them what y'all really about. Show them what y'all do on my face.
I don't condone this at all. Like, I get that sometimes children do things that we don't approve of, and you can take their phones, you can delete their accounts and whatever you have to do, but to put them on blast and try to embarrass them like this, that's very humiliating. And I'm sorry, but I've heard of situations where, you know, parents have done stuff like this and then their children went on to like off themselves, unalive themselves. This isn't parenting. You should not do this. This is like very humiliating. The girl just said she was getting ready to use the bathroom. You bust in the door. You're cussing at her, calling her a hoe. We're talking about your very own biological daughter that you raised. So if she's a whore, then I'm pretty sure she learned it from you. Tattooed up mom with like piercings all in her face and tongue. Like, what do you expect? Like, listen to how masculine she is.
Y'all on Instagram shaking your butts, shaking your asses. They hoes.
You know, calling them B words and stuff. These are your daughters. Like, and I understand maybe this is her form of discipline, but it's not right. This ghetto, masculine, cussing you out. Like, this is why fathers are needed. Because men set a standard that women can't or won't. You know, because while you're sitting up here claiming that you're married and this and that, but you got your teenage daughters babysitting your two younger daughters so you can go out and be with your so-called husband. You know, it's all hard to believe. It's hard to believe that a guy would even wife this masculine woman up. She's big. She sounds extremely masculine. She's got two teenage daughters and then two young ones. Like, unless he's the father of the younger ones, like, why would he wife you up? Like, who would just come into that and deal with that? You know what I'm saying? Like, imagine waking up next to that. She looks like a whole man. Sounds like a whole man. She might as well just be a whole man. Like, if she didn't procreate, I might suspect and believe she was a transsexual. Like, I'm not even gonna lie. This woman has a masculine voice. Very deep. The way she's cursing and things is like how a thuggy dude in the street would. You know, and I'm sorry, but it's just the truth. And it's embarrassing that that's your mom. And it's embarrassing that your mom is saying all this about you. Like, your mom's physical appearance and voice alone is embarrassing. Because it's hard to tell that she's even female, number one. And two, she's putting you on blast to this degree. Like, if we found out these girls, like, did something horrible to their mom, like, I wouldn't be surprised. This is terrible. Terrible parenting.
The cussing, the sticking the tongue out, to all this. Look at they sink. Look how nasty they sink is. Nasty than the motherfucker. Look at they dirty ass tub. See they dirty ass tub? This is how they live. They trifling as fuck. So for anybody that fuck with them, if I was you, I wouldn't. These hoes are trifling. They didn't have buku chances.
They're trifling. They're your daughters, and this is your home. You have no control over your home. You don't set the standard for them. You don't say, you're not allowed to leave this house until this bathroom is clean. I want all these hairs up out of here. I want that tub scrubbed. You set the standard. Your children shouldn't even have access to Instagram. You know what I'm saying? Like, you are the reason that they are this way. And if they're cussing and things like that online, look at how you're doing this video. You're teaching them no different. Like, this is an excellent parental example of what you should never do. If you don't want your kids to disrespect you, don't disrespect them. If you don't want your kids to embarrass you, don't embarrass them. If you don't want your kids to cuss, don't cuss at them. And I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I'm guilty of saying awful things when I'm angry. Certainly not to this degree. My God, I would never call my daughter a B word or a hoe. But there are times where I'm like, what the H is going on here? You know what I'm saying? Like, but to this degree, oh no. Like, this is insane. Like, and I'm glad I found this video because it's important. It's important to call this stuff out. We as Black American women, we put a lot of the stress that we have in our own lives on ourselves by, number one, choosing to become single moms and having to become that parental unit that is over the household. Like, this lady claims to be married, but yet somehow she's the one having to discipline these girls in this way. Why is their father not around? Why is their father not the one to handle this situation? Why is your answer to just go online and try to embarrass them and cuss them out and call them horrible names? Now, if they were at school and somebody was calling them a hoe and a B word and things like that, you wouldn't like it. But you think it's okay for you to do it? This is insane. This is absolutely insane parenting. And the fact that she's online doing all of this, proud as a peacock, thinking that she's doing something great, thinking that she's setting an example for her daughters or something. Like, no, all you're doing is making them probably like have a huge disdain and hate for you, Loki. Because this is like literally abuse. Like, she may not be physically abusing them on camera, but I mean, the idea of her doing that would not be a far-fetched one, seeing as how she's saying such horrible, horrible things about them. So if she does put her hands on them, I would not be surprised.
They know I don't condone this bullshit. They know they don't cuss. They know they don't change in front of fucking windows. They know I don't get down like this. So when Miss Taviana, good dumbass, get home from summer school because her dumbass flunked, while she's worrying about these fuck niggas, her stupid ass needs to be worried about getting her dumbass out of junior high school, where she's soon to be 16 in the 8th grade again, because her dumbass don't know how to listen and fucking follow directions. So those of y'all that know so-called Faith and fake-ass Kimberly, this is their room. This is how nasty they live. This is their trifling asses. I done gave these hoes chances. Ain't no more chances. This they dirty ass closet. Trifling as fuck. This is how these hoes live.
Hold on. I just have to stop really quick because I let it play a little bit, but I'm still stuck on the fact that she says she has a 16 or 17-year-old in middle school. Like, what? That's crazy. Don't they have limits that, like, how old you can be around younger children? Because if you're 16 or 17, like, that's too old to be around 12, 13-year-olds, which is typically what you are in middle school. Maybe even 14 is at the oldest. But to be like 16, 17 and still in middle school, that is awful. At that point, she should just go to like a secondary education school so she's not around such young children. That's 100% your fault, ma'am. You should have been nipped that in the bud. You should have been isolated that child, homeschooled that child, whatever you needed to do to make sure she was getting the education that she needed. But if you're growing up in a household like this with so much rage, ferocity, and masculinity from your so-called mother, I'm guessing it would be hard to concentrate on school, especially when your mom is calling you dumb. You put out there what your children are going to become when you tell them things. So like, even though, you may get mad at them and sometimes you do say things that may not be 100% nice, you should always apologize when that happens. Definitely say, you know what, honey, I'm sorry. Mommy lost her temper and I didn't mean to say the things that I said. Always apologize when you know you have stepped over the line. Even though they're your children, they still deserve an apology. Number one, because none of us are perfect. So, sometimes we will say things that we don't exactly mean out of anger. But when you do, make sure that you replace those things with more positive thoughts. Like maybe, you're behind right now, but I know you're smart. I know you can do it. And if I can help you in any kind of way, I'm going to do it. Pay for a tutor, whatever you have to do. Like, invest in your child. Don't just call them and dumb and talk down to them. That's not going to help the situation. If anything, it's going to be like a self-fulfilling prophecy and make it that much worse.
So since they want to be all trying to be grown trying to be fast. Bullshit. I'm not the mother that tolerate no bullshit like that. And they know I don't get down like that. They didn't have buku chances to get their mind right. They wanted to do this dumb shit yesterday, and I told them, next time I go on y'all live and I catch y'all hoes doing some disrespectful shit, I'ma air y'all asses out live on your Instagram. So, for those of y'all that's at summer school right now with Faith, I'm pretty sure she looking real good and weak right now, because when she get home, I'ma bust that bitch in her motherfucking mouth for the way that she fucking talked to my 5 and 6-year-old. So yeah, she gonna get the fucking business.
Okay, I've had enough. I can't even listen anymore. So yeah, obviously she's putting her hands on them too. So not only do they have to deal with their mom embarrassing them and airing out all of their business online, trying to make them look horrible, now they'll have to deal with kids at school probably picking on them even more. And on top of it, they'll have to deal with probably a severe beating from this behemoth. I don't know. I don't know why people think this is ever a good idea. I don't think you should ever take to social media as a form of discipline trying to embarrass your children. Like, this is awful. Anyway, you guys tell me what you think. I can't watch anymore. This is like literally watching abuse. And again, sorry that you had to see this, but I feel it's important to talk about because I'm a parent and I want to make sure that I don't do stuff like this. And I know at some point in my life, because my kids are so young, like, they're apt to do things that I'm not going to like exactly either. But I just pray to God that I have enough strength to not react this way. All right. I will see you guys next time.